So this video is an update about like the symptom sensation on my body, like aches and pain, which I still go through. Sometimes I feel like when I'm walking, or when I wake up, like my body feels weak. Like right now, my right arm feels weak. It's like if I put it up for too long, I can't really hold it up. It feels like I just can't lift it. You know, it just feels like it's like I feel like I'm trying to lift up weights, or someone's like pushing my hand back down. Sometimes it happens on both of my arms, sometimes it happens on my legs, sometimes it's just my entire body just feels heavy, like it doesn't want to move. It feels like I'm walking around with like weights all over my body. Sometimes it happened to me, I believe 2 days ago. When I woke up, my body just felt completely tired, like I couldn't move. I still went for a walk that day. It was just 10 minutes. It just felt like I just couldn't walk, but I kept going. But I wasn't rushing myself home or anything like that. I just walked at my own pace. But I can feel like my body just feel heavy. Sometimes my head feels heavy. Sometimes like the top of my head feels heavy. Sometimes the back of my head feels heavy. I used to wake up. It hasn't happened for I think about a year, if not longer. Where I would used to wake up with my neck would be, I would have neck pain, my back would be hurting. Throughout my whole body would be hurting. Sometimes even my kneecaps were hurt on it. That hasn't happened. I still get like random neck pain, back aches, stuff like that, but it's not there like every day. Sometimes my body is fully relaxed, no tension, nothing like that. And there are days where I feel so much tension, like especially in the back of my head, neck area. It's so tense that I can feel my spine without feeling it, if that makes sense. It's like I can feel my spine when I'm not touching my neck. What I mean by that is like I'm not touching my neck, but I'm so tense that my skin is touching my spine, like poking my skin is like just tense, my muscles tense, and then it just feels like it's crushing my spine with my skin, if that makes sense. And then I can feel my spine because it's so tense. Sometimes I'll even wake up with random bruises on my legs. I don't know if when I sleep in the middle of the bed or towards like the edge of the bed, so I know for sure I can't kick the corner of my room, because I put pillows on the leaning against the wall, so I can't be kicking it. So I don't know where I'm getting these bruises from. Sometimes I'll get like a bruise and it goes away, and then a couple of days, couple of weeks, a couple of months later, I'll have another bruise. But from now, I don't really get as much aches and pain around my body like I used to. Sometimes it only lasts for a few minutes, a couple hours, but maybe an hour or two, and it goes away. Before I would get it as soon as I woke up until I went to sleep. If I woke up in the middle of the night, I can feel it. If I'm sleeping, I won't feel it. Sometimes when I'm laying down, I have to stay still, because any little movement, I can feel it. I can feel the aches and pain. As far as chest pain, I used to get really that tightness in the chest. That only happened for a couple of months. When like your chest feels so tight, it feels like you're wearing like a tight shirt, and it feels like someone is trying to squeeze your chest. Like pretend someone trying to hug you, but it's not like a gentle hug, but they're trying to squeeze you. That's how it felt like a couple of times. Sometimes when I get the tightness in the chest, I can't breathe. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. What I mean by I can't breathe is like I know I'm breathing, but it just feels like I can't breathe. If you're talking, your eyes open, you're breathing, even though it feels like you're not. So, anytime you feel like you're not breathing, even though you know you are, you panic. Sometimes I get like cluster headaches. That's the one around your eye. For me, I think that's one of the worst, including the migraine. The regular headaches, I can deal with, but the migraine and the cluster headaches, those are the ones that are so painful that sometimes I just lay down and then like I put my hand in my fist because it's so painful. I'm like it's like I want to like I would just hold on to whatever I can. Like if I'm laying down, I grab on my pillow and I'm squeezing my pillow so tight because I can't handle that pain from the migraine or the cluster headache. Like I mentioned, the regular headaches, they don't get to me as much as because they're not as painful as the migraine or the cluster headaches, but they're still pretty bad. So don't get me wrong. With the regular headache. Other pain that I get, sometimes my wrist would feel kind of. I can't really move my wrist without being in pain. It's like any part of my body, everywhere that has like muscle cramps and stuff. Sometimes like my wrist will feel like I can't move it, and then when I do move it, I have to like kind of shake it because it hurts. It feels like I left my wrist and my hand up for so long that I can't put it back down. Sometimes like one side of my legs will feel longer than the other, and then when I'm walking, I can feel this strange sensation where it's like, if you walk and then there's like a little quick dip on the floor. Let's say if you're walking on a sidewalk and there's like a little hole, and then you accidentally film like a hole, even if it's like 2, 3, 4, or 5 inches, you can still hurt your back because you know how your whole body's connected. And so when you jump down, let's say if you have like a bunk bed and you jump from the top to the bottom without hitting your head, you land on your foot, but you can still feel that pain that shoots up from your foot to your back. Sometimes when I get off my bed, I'm not jumping off my bed, I'm just like putting my foot on the floor. I can feel that pain. It feels like I jumped off my bed, even though I just put my legs gently on my foot down gently on the floor, and I can feel that shooting pain straight up from my foot, my legs into my back. Sometimes I get like jaw pain. What I mean by jaw pain is like when I open my mouth and close my mouth, sometimes my jaw shifts to one side and it feels like it's like cracks. It hasn't happened for I think maybe a year now. My jaw hasn't really been bothering me. But once in a while I kind of feel it, but it's not really that bad where it really irritates me how I can't eat. I still have all my wisdom tooth. I wish I did get them removed. I have one in the top right corner that it's not impacted in my gum, but it's starting to kind of bother me sometimes if I'm like eating, and then sometimes when you eat, then you bite your tongue, and then your food kind of shifts towards one side if you're eating. I can feel that pain, and then if I do that and then my jaw just randomly like shift to one side, I'll get the headache because the wisdom tooth is connected to that nerve muscle that in your brain. Then sometimes you get headaches, migraines because of that as well. I think, I don't sleep on my stomach, but sometimes if I sleep on my sides, I'm okay. But then there are times when I do sleep on my side, my ribs will hurt. But I normally sleep on my side. Sometimes if I sleep on my back, and then my back will hurt. So it just depending on how I sleep. If I twist and turn too much when I'm sleeping, the more pain I'm in. But for the most part, my body aches, body cramps and stuff has decreased. I would say about 70%, 60-70% if I had to put a percentage. But a lot of things I don't really have as much. They don't, like the symptoms, they don't really last all day like they used to. Well, not all day, but as soon as I wake up, till I go to sleep. I don't feel them like for 8, 10, 12 hours a day like I used to. So I do see a lot of improvements in myself. You know, I do wish it will all go away so I don't feel them at all, but I'll take it. I'm a lot happier now than I used to be. You know, I don't feel, even when I do feel a little panicky now, I don't really react to it. Because the more I react to my symptoms, my sensation, the worse they feel. You know, you can't outrun your own body. You can't outthink your own brain because it's your own thinking. So you can't do. So you can't outthink yourself, but you can work with your own mind and what you're scared, what you fear. You know, like around noon when I went to the bathroom washing my hand, I had that crazy dizzy spell, which only lasted maybe 5 seconds, where I feel like was falling towards one side, but I still managed. My heart was racing a little bit, but you know, I just stayed there and finished washing my hand and just slowly walked back to my room. I knew if I overreacted, my heart would just start racing even more. You know, the more you overreact, the harder the quicker your heart rate will increase. The faster your heart rate increase, the more fear you get, because you're gonna think you're having a heart attack because you're more scared of you're scaring yourself so much your heart starts racing. So, you know, that was one of my big mistakes when I would feel panicky and I get home. I would watch right into my room because I was so scared that I was gonna faint outside. I would watch inside my room, but by me doing so, it increased my heart rate. You know, people that jogs, running around like the block, at the park, they go to the gym. They're there to increase their heart rate. You know, they're working out. So sometimes they'll get dizzy because they're increasing their heart rate, but they're not scared because they know they're gonna get dizzy. You know, when you expect to get dizzy, you're not scared because you know it's gonna come. But when you have panic attacks, you know, dizziness is like a symptom of anxiety. Even though you feel it so many times, you're still scared of it. You're not used to it no matter how long you feel it. You can have dizziness for like 1 month straight, 1 year straight, 10 years straight, 20 years, whatever. No matter how often you get them, some people can get used to them for having it so long, some people can't. You know, it took me a long time to finally get used to it, but yeah, as far as like aches and pain, I'm trying to keep like my body center, which is like bad habit of mine. Is like if I feel like I'm tilting towards the left, I randomly like shift my head towards the left, and you can see like I'm not perfectly aligned with my body. By doing so, my spine doesn't feel completely straight, and sometimes when I'm walking, I can feel like one side of my leg is longer than the other. Sometimes I feel like I'm walking on one leg, and there are times that I even feel like my legs is moving quicker than my upper body can catch up to, and sometimes my upper body feels like it's moving quicker than my lower body. It's because like, you know, I'm not keeping my body perfectly aligned, but yeah, my aches and body pain, stuff like that, I would say they have really decreased, so it's a lot better than they used to be. But that's pretty much it. As far as how my aches and body goes.